cup. You can have peaches in a cup.
We're live.
Monday.
I was gonna hit it. I mean, we're on my flow now. That makes sense.
Well, you know, I came in usually when you come in.
I am normally here before that.
How early? Nuh-uh.
You were here less than a minute.
Nuh-uh. I was here with at least 6 minutes to spare because I was telling everybody else. It's rain. It's been a while.
It has.
So, there might be other comic work that I have.
Oh, yeah?
Not sure. Just saying, I get the possibility. I'm talking to somebody and gonna send some samples.
Cool.
All right. I'm wondering if I should bother clipping the clipboard down. Because it'll be a hell of a lot easier to turn the page around if I need to.
Yeah.
Without turning the clipboard around if I need to turn the page.
Ephraim said to look for Ultra Mega Comic by James Herron. Ultra Mega. Ultra Mega.
Is that indie?
Image Comics.
All right. I've got a huge stack of comics right now that have been neglected. I just got 10 of them. That I supported as Kickstarter. Well, was it Kickstarter or Indiegogo? I think it was Indiegogo. Hold on a second, I just got a message.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure it's not bad. It's just going to delay me finishing anything for a second. What? Okay. I didn't just get a message, I just thought I just got a message.
Well, you know what they say, dementia comes on, you know, gradually.
Oh, well, I couldn't get that lucky.
Uh,
Nobody wants to give me dementia. I had an eye doctor's visit. My eyes are doing better.
yeah.
But I still need the glasses when I'm working here. It's actually only one eye that really is being recalcitrant.
Okay. Yeah, so I started watching that Brandon Sanderson thing, and a lot of it so far is stuff that, and it could be the whole thing is this way, but
Well, it's the introduction to the class too, so
right. So it wasn't like it was anything wildly new or anything, but I was, and halfway through, I was like, I should be working on my own novel. Just turn
I
it off.
watched 3, I guess you could call it 3 seasons of it, but 3 years of those classes. And I did gain something that changed the way I write, but it took really 3 years of those classes to do that for me. And that was just the realization of the romps or proms. Some of them, he was calling them proms, then he was saying he was going to call them romps, but I don't know if he changed it or not. I I like the way that when on his introduction, he's saying that he's going to give bad information to you.
Right.
Well, it's totally legitimate.
I agree. Unlike certain other authors you and I may know.
Oh, the one that just won an award that is a popularity award.
Yeah.
That he's making it out to sound like it's. You know,
I know, like, I just, okay.
This is, I don't know how this is going to sound, but you know, that's what he needs to feel complete.
It's
a small thing.
He's the one that makes me think there's more money in teaching people how to write than there is in writing.
Yeah, right.
And that's just sad. No, there's other stuff that Brandon Sanderson was saying that I appreciated. That if you're writing basically because you have to write, you don't really, whether you're making money on it or not, you were going to be writing.
Yeah,
that happens.
He has said that for a long time, and that I think goes back to actually Orson Scott Card, because
Well,
Orson Scott Card said if you write long enough, you will publish. Whether or not you publish often or not, you will publish, and you don't have to write to be a pro. I mean, it sounds off on that emphasis. You don't have to write to be a pro to write.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, the emphasis wasn't right, but
I was like,
it's all about that.
You.
No, it's all about that pause.
Well, I was just like, maybe there's something more to this that I'm not understanding.
Yeah, there was. I mean, like, you don't have to write to be a pro if you don't have to write for a profession. You don't have to write to be a professional. You have to, or you can write not to be a professional is the better way to put it, right?
Well, I like the way he said in the video about if you or I went out and were playing basketball for hours every day, nobody would ask us when are we going to be in the NBA. But because we write, they want to know when we're going to sell it. It's like, okay. So I thought that was a pretty good observation. That was in the first 25 minutes. So I was like, but it did kind of bum me out when I think what he was saying was that this girl had written 7 books before she ever sold one. But,
yeah, well, he wrote like 7 or 8 books before he sold his first one too.
Yeah, I know, but she's like, I mean, I'm no good judge at this, but from the video I was like, she could be my daughter. An old daughter, or an older daughter, like my oldest child, but still. And I was like, oh. That was the part that depressed me.
Why did that depress you?
Oh, it just does. But you know what? In the end, there's about 3 minutes of that, and I was like, yeah, I should be writing. So I went back to writing.
Well, I mean, so when I ask you why should you care, really? Everybody writes at different speeds.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say something controversial, I guess. Larry Correia writes prolifically. I don't think all of his prose is very good. Now, I'm not saying all of his prose is not very good, but I'm saying that maybe if he took a little bit more time, it might be. But as we both know, Larry doesn't give a shit what anybody else thinks.
Well, so long as he's making bank, he has no reason to give a shit.
Well, and that's the reason that he's writing. So, like, if he's writing to make bank, that's it. The same thing that Brandon Sanderson's talking about, but just a different spin on that coin.
Yeah.
Larry's theory is that that you I hate slippery rulers. So yeah, his theory is that it's about you're telling a story. It doesn't have to be a well-crafted piece of art. And if that is what your goal is, what you feel about it, he's absolutely right, right? But there are others that do want it to be something thought-provoking or something that has more to it than it seems on the surface, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of find myself in the middle on that. At one time, it was all like, I'm fine writing pulp. Like I just want to write adventures and escapism. But then as I get older, I think about what the message is, if there's a message in my work. I mean, the message is, it can't just be run away from reality, you know? I guess it could, but it just doesn't seem like it's anything special that way, right?
I guess.
Have you read, and you probably have, the brothers Karamazov?
No.
Now you're going to ask me why I asked, right?
Sure. Why didn't you ask?
Well, I was kidding around with that. But... No, because I've got mixed feelings on it.
Okay.
On the surface, it's kind of a love triangle between a father and two sons and one girl.
Okay.
But the father has three sons, and it's written, I think, in 1890, so it's not like a little bit before the Bolshevik Revolution. And there's one kid that's not involved in that. Well, I think two, but one of them is plausible deniability. Like it may or may not be the Karamazov bastard. But the one that is not involved in the legitimate one, that's not involved in the triangle, Alexei, he's a priest, but his father and his brothers are very heathenistic. So he gets kind of caught up in it, and part of it's annoying because the main characters, well, of course they all don't get along, but they're all like one-upping each other the whole time. And one of them is I think it's the father, but if not, it's one of the brothers as well. that every time he talks, you can't trust that he said the truth. It's like almost everything he says could be true or could not be true, or could be just a misdirection for something else.
Okay.
And then there's one woman that wants, or that was in the picture before this one that they all went gaga over came about.
Yeah.
And she's more innocent than the one they're all gaga about. The one that they're all gaga about knows that they're all gaga about her, so she's using them. And they basically don't mind. They're getting a kick out of it. Except for between themselves. So it's like they hate each other. And so everything that I've read on it says this is like his ultimate work, and it's inspired so many writers, and I'm reading it, and it was published like Dickens published, where a lot of it was installments. Like this particular one was published by installment. No, it's kind of crazy, the narrative. But I've seen a lot of people that have read it, modern readers, more contemporary readers, I should say. Not just like my generation and older appreciate it, but a lot of the newer generations, like I don't see a plot and all this other stuff. And there's a plot. You can see that there's a plot. But then there's going to be a murder, like 2/3 of the way through the book, and that's going to become the main thing. But he takes so much time introducing the characters, and even the father and the brother, who are basically unreliable narrators, but they're just characters. There's some depth to them. There's something more to them than you see on the surface if you look. I find it quite surprising, because really it's written third person omniscient, so there's basically a lot of head hopping. But I thought, because a lot of it's told and not shown, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Not just the old axiom, but they're like literally, he was this, he was that, he felt this way. Like I see that he is covering a lot of ground by doing that, like very quickly.
Yeah.
But with that much of it, you would think that there wouldn't be really any attachments. And then on the other end of it, it's very melodramatic. It's like over the top in some places that you're going, there's no way. And it's like a 900-page book.
Huh.
Guess depending on the edition, it could be 9 to 6. I chose the smart way. Audiobook.
I've talked to other English teachers about this, and I'm still a stickler. I just.
Oh, that's okay. I'm not trying to convert you. I was just saying there's no way that I'd make it through it if I read it. But somebody else reading it to me, that's different.
For me, I pick up things better when I read them. I just like the. I know I hear the sentences when I'm reading them, and that's fine. But sometimes the structure and the construction of it, I don't think you'd necessarily see by listening to it. And sometimes there's something really neat about that structure and the way the writer got everything to work. And I just, for me, oddly enough, it's a richer experience if I read normally. So.
Well, I do both.
Oh, I know you do.
I
And sometimes I think you just about have to. As much stuff as you're going through.
Yeah, I read on Kindle. I read on paperbacks because hardbacks are kind of heavy for my hands nowadays. And then I listen to audiobook while I walk, and that's the reason that I'm listening to. I got 2 pretty big volumes for Christmas. I got 3 credits, and they just happened to have a 2-for-1 sale. And one of the books on that 2-for-1 sale was one that I had been wanting to read, well, listen to. That's China by Edward Rutherford. The big, huge. He usually writes like the whole story of a country, told through a family line or something. And then I got the complete Dostoevsky collection. It's only got 245 hours worth of lists.
Yeah, only.
Well, there's this one in Crime and Punishment, and I wanted to read Crime and Punishment, but when I started to read it, I think the copy that I've got, the print is so small, it's just kind of hard because it's an older copy. So I'm like, yeah, okay.
My younger boy was asking me about Ayn Rand and what he should read of hers, and I'm like, what, why are you wanting to? And
yeah, that's a bit to bite off, right?
Yeah. Well, Anthem's not real big, but it's weird. I was like,
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily talking about size when I said that's a bit to bite off.
Well, yeah. Well, he was like asking about like her straight up philosophy books. I was like, no, you get. Like, if you want to, go ahead. But I was like, I'd probably say her 3 most famous works would have been Anthem, Fountainhead, and Atlas Shrugged. And I was like, Anthem's weird, but it's fast if you want to read it. I was like, I'm sure I got a copy around somewhere. And Fountainhead, I was like, protagonist rapes a woman. I'm a little weird about that. I'm not super keen on it.
Yeah,
And he's
that's
like,
what
nope.
keeps me from reading the Thomas Covenant series.
Yeah. So he's like, nope, don't want that. I was like, yeah, I don't want it necessarily. It's like, but Atlas Shrugged is pretty good. I was like, just know that although there's one part in Atlas Shrugged that I think showed incredible talent. And it's when she talks about the Taggart woman smoking. And how it's like the perfect epitome of like just being able to control nature because you have fire and you're breathing it in at your fingertips and all this stuff. It's good. And I was like, yeah, I think she may have had some talent, but she spent way more time on philosophy, and message fiction is hardly ever good.
And by hardly ever, you mean?
It works about as well as communism. You know.
So I was going to ask, when is it good?
Exactly. Every piece. Well, that one wasn't done right.
Well, because
Next time, this time we'll get it right.
Like 1984.
Oh, that's a depressing
Animal
book.
Farm.
Animal Farm is actually pretty. I like Animal Farm.
But it's still the same thing. It's still the same type of fiction. It's message fiction.
Yeah.
It's just disguised with pigs.
Yep. 1984 was just depressing. Which I suppose that's why I like Anthem better, because in a way, Anthem is set just after 1984 and shows what happens. And you don't get more and more technology in those kinds of systems. You get candles. So, but yep. By the way, no one can see what you're drawing.
Well, that's a good time to tell me.
Well, I thought I'd share. I was like, well, I could see the artwork from last time, but you're being all mysterious and hidden.
Except for I was trying to do the opposite.
I know.
I'm actually overextending myself to try to draw this so people can see it.
Oh, sorry.
If I was normally drawing it, I'd clip it in and pop it up here, and then pop it up. Oh, you can't even see where I popped it up.
Nice.
It would be popped up at an angle. Let's just say that. Slack alerts me more times during a stream.
Slack?
Yeah.
Oh. See, I don't ever have any. I mean, I have, at least on my computer, no notifications. I never let anything notify me. I hate that. Like, if I want to know, I'll go look. I don't want distractions. But then, yeah, like Slack, if I'm not on it, I'm not on it.
Well, if I'm writing, then I've always got Slack open. But if I'm writing, I've got that program up.
Why?
The writing program?
No, the Slack program. What writing
If
program?
If I'm writing, I've got that program up. The writing program up.
Oh.
Not Slack. I've got the writing program up.
Oh, okay.
And nothing alerts me if I got the writing program up until I close the writing program down. But if I'm not writing, I have Slack open all the time, but if I open my writing program, if I open Word, there's no alerts from my browser if I got my writing program open. If I don't have my writing program open, then I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, that's cold.
What?
Well, 16 degrees temperature on my back.
Oh.
It'll wake you in the morning. So they got snow in Florida yesterday.
Well, every once in a while.
Yeah, they got some pretty deep snow for Florida. It was amazing. Depending on where you're at or where they were at.
That was like it snowed every year. Every year that I lived in Las Vegas, it snowed. And, it's just brought the whole city to a standstill. And it would be gone by noon, but people were just, oh, it's snow. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that when I lived
You've
in.
seen a holiday movie.
I lived in Nashville for a year, and it snowed, and they were closing schools and worried about people getting home from work, and people were getting in accidents and all that other shit. We ride home on the bus, and the bus driver was from Michigan, which is where I had been coming from at that time. and we're watching people. Literally, we could see the people and the drivers looking at snowflakes and driving into each other as they're gazing up through their windshield.
Idiots. Wow.
Like, we could, like, literally at the end of that snowstorm, we're still seeing tire tracks. We're still seeing pavement in the tire tracks. You know what I mean? And then we rolled up the entire yard to see if we could make a snowman, because we had 3 families living in that house, and
Are you talking? Because I can't hear you. Now your thing's moving again. Did you hit something? Now you're muted. Well, you're unmuted, but I can't hear you. Well, that's a shock. Okay, well, it's all right. I'm not panicking. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. Rich is back. He's still silent. Do you believe Rich is experiencing some technical difficulties? Oh.
If there were Razzies for... Whoa. Rich is now hiding. Nope, he's gone. Best live stream. I really shouldn't sing because one of my students is going to find that and they're going to clip it. And then I'll never hear the end of it. What? I heard something.
Tell me you can't hear me now.
I can hear you now. Worst Sprint commercial ever. Or T-Mobile, or whatever it
It was
was.
so stupid. Like, I literally had to drop out of the studio twice.
I saw. So, one of the custodians at work has always been very cool towards me. And as far as I can tell, he gets along with everybody. But he's a really cool guy. And he sent out this message today about second floor boys' bathroom is closed until further notice. That's all it was. And so I replied back to him. Must have been a double flusher. And he sent back, dude, it was in the middle of the floor. the stuff that the custodian at a middle school has to see, I'm just part of it. You just gotta wonder how did you do that, and why, and how?
Well, why? Because kids are shitheads.
Well,
Well, I should say some kids are shitheads. Some kids are good kids. I think actually most of them are good kids, but there are a few.
I chalk it up to
Yeah.
the Lord of the Flies syndrome. They're great individually, but you get, some of them around others, and all of a sudden now you have a problem.
Yeah, that's mob mentality.
Yeah. It's one of the things I've always, like we homeschooled our boys for years, and I've always been very public about it. I'm not gonna, and I had people who gave me crap about it because I was a teacher at a public. You're a public school teacher. Shouldn't you put your kids in public school? And I always thought, if I can't educate my own children, why should I be educating yours? So there was that. And then also, when it got to the point where I felt like, I think these teachers are going to know more than I do about particular subjects in ways that might speed up the acquisition of the skill or knowledge. That's when we started sending the boys to school. But I've always been amazed at people who want to poo-poo homeschooling. Your kids will turn out weird. And it's like, you're sending your kid to be, and it's perfectly normal to say it's 1 for 25 kids. And who do you really think has more influence over the child? The one teacher, the 24 other kids? And a 25 student kid classroom is not large. It would be...
No.
Yeah, like I've had 48 in a class once. So...
I've been in classes bigger.
Well, that's all I've taught. The largest I've taught as an English teacher, I had a class in Las Vegas where they put 48 kids in my room. And I was like, okay. And I got in trouble because I put 8 of them at a table because I ran out of desks and no one would give me any desks. Like, well, you need to find a better solution. It's like, it's your building. You need to find a better solution.
Yeah, right. Let me know when you got it.
Yeah. Like, I can understand if you said, it's not the best, it was not an ideal situation. I never said it was. But it was a solution. You wanted them all to have chairs. I made sure they all had a place to sit. I didn't kick anybody out. I didn't say stop, And, yeah, that was just what kind of annoyed the crap out of me about Vegas. It was just always, well, figure something out. It's like, you get paid more than I do, buddy. How about you figure it out? But that's never the answer. So, yeah.
I just watched Alex Cross season 1.
Yeah.
Have you seen Leverage?
Yeah.
You know who Hardigan is?
Yeah.
He's the one that's playing him.
Yep.
I think he did pretty good, actually. And overall, I would recommend it, but there is a few woke gigs, but like, how do you tell a black cop that he's on you because of the color of your skin? Yeah, that's a fail.
Well, this is weird, but I've never seen him in anything other than Leverage that I liked him in. Like, Leverage, he's felt relatively natural. Everything else, it seems like he's acting. And I don't know how else to explain that.
I don't know. I thought he was pretty good in Alex Cross.
Well, again, I haven't seen that, so I suppose I could check it out, but I'm just saying, it's just kind of funny. I just never. He was in one of the Reacher films, so saw him there. He was in one of the DC films. Like, he's had roles.
They're also going to make him the new Black Panther.
Oh, that's a downgrade.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Although, I mean, I guess it's better than the last Black Panther film.
Yeah, so, like, it's not a downgrade from a corpse, and I didn't think the guy that played the first one was really special, but okay, I mean...
I like the way he did it.
Yeah, wasn't nothing to me, like it. Wasn't like, hey, this is a great movie, because I didn't think so.
Oh, I did not think the Black Panther film was good.
And I wasn't like, oh, this guy sucks, so, like, I'm not for or against him, but it's just...
But he did.
I guess what I'm saying is... he didn't stand out as special to me, so that I would call anyone replacing him a downgrade. I mean, it's sad that he died, but
well, I'm just saying that
I like Aldous Hodge from what I've seen, but I haven't actually seen a lot of stuff with him. I looked up some stuff. Now I gotta.
Hey, your camera messed up.
Because I moved the mouse. Let's see if I can fix that camera real quick. Or real slow. He was in Black Adam. I didn't see Hidden Figures. I don't know if I think I saw Die Hard with a Vengeance, but I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that one.
I know I saw the last one, but I don't think it was the last one, was it?
Oh, I don't know. I think the last one I saw had Kevin Smith in it.
The last Die Hard?
Yeah.
The last Die Hard I saw, the bad guy was the guy that played Waylon Gibbons. I think.
Yeah, I don't recall that. No. So I don't know.
So he was in The Blacklist, Hidden Figures, The Walking Dead. I saw him in Leverage. Yeah, and Cross for sure. No, Die Hard with a Vengeance was the one with Samuel Jackson.
Okay. I've seen that one.
Aldous Hodge plays Raymond. Oh, he was one of the kids that Samuel Jackson was talking to.
I wondered. I was like, really? Was he like 12?
Yeah, like that's.
I'm in my head. I was going.
I thought he'd be pretty young too. Like I said, it's just old enough that I didn't remember that was the name of that one. Like, how funny is it that it's like, oh, it's the Samuel Jackson one, and everyone's like, oh yeah.
That was like the last good one, and then they got worse.
Oh, I thought it was pretty clever how he got out of that last one with his daughter.
I lost the will to watch those. It's like the Fast and Furious films. I watched the first two. And then I was like, yep, that's enough.
Yeah. You made it farther than I did, bud. One was enough for me, and then I was like, where can you go from here?
Oh, they went.
Yeah, but it's either...
How many sharks can I jump?
It's all going to be complete bullshit, or...
Yeah.
Yeah, Good Day to Die Hard. That was the last one, I think. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, Live Free or Die Hard is the last one that I saw. Timothy Oliphant was the bad guy.
I do not recall that.
Kevin Smith was in it.
Oh, well, then maybe that was the one. I don't know.
Because Kevin Smith was Warlock.
Yeah, he was some hacker guy.
Right, and Matt Farrell, or Justin Long, was Matt Farrell, who was a buddy with him, I think.
I have to watch that again just because I don't remember Timothy Oliphant in it.
I do, because I didn't like him being the bad guy, because it just doesn't read as a bad guy well for me.
And that might be why I don't remember it, because I'm like, I don't remember him being a bad guy. I didn't like him as the Hitman either.
The Hitman.
Yeah, Agent 47. He did one of the Hitman movies.
Must have missed it.
Well, you didn't miss much.
Well, because it was a Hitman movie.
Yeah. I used to love those games.
I know he was in The Crazies.
Yep, that was a good one. I liked that one.
Yeah, but he wasn't really playing a bad guy. I mean, he kind of snapped and went nuts or whatever, but he wasn't playing an outright bad guy. It's hard after watching him as Raylan Givens to see him as bad guy. Now that's all I see because pretty much that vocal pattern is his vocal pattern, so. That's what I love about you.
What?
You let me know how exciting and how much we love the show.
I teach. I get up early in the morning. It is a beautiful thing. The fact that I'm awake right now, excitement enough. God, this morning was terrible. I was so hoping for a 2-hour delay. Not that we needed one, but, I really wanted one. Just really wanted to sleep some more. And then I think, I don't know. I don't get it. I was grumpy at my students today, and I feel kind of bad, but at the same time, it's like, after a while, some of their wacky hijinks aren't so wacky anymore. They're just dumb. So, not the kids, the hijinks, mind you. Like, some of the stuff they do occasionally just, it's one of those things you can't laugh at in front of them, but deep down inside, you're laughing your head off. Like, so I was showing them, my students, this AI program that'll make songs for you. And you can put your own lyrics into it, and then it'll spit out, and then you can describe what kind of song you want, and it spits out a song. And that's a really good, valuable tool for education. Like, I had a kid today, we're working on prepositions. It's like, yeah, my 4th grade teacher taught us a song. And I'm like, yeah, see, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Except for, I'm also battling, I'm almost 50 years old and trying to make music videos for 12-year-olds. Like, so I was showing them how to do it themselves because they're capable. Willing is another question, but whatever. So, this program only gives you 50 credits a day, which is basically 5 songs. And I was assigning that they had to turn in 1. So, a couple of them grabbed a couple other kids' iPads that have me later on in the day and made songs on their account all about how, they were gay and all this stuff that middle school kids like to say to each other, all that kind of crap. So when the kids got to class, they didn't have any more credits and couldn't do the assignment. And it's just, on one hand, it's a dick move. But on the other hand, I was like, well, that took planning and forethought and knowledge of other people. And, I was just like, it's actually kind of, that's funny. I have been laughing about that since last week. But every once in a while, it's just like...
I think I would have had the opposite reaction. Like, oh, good. Now they're going to get your credits and you're going to get none.
No.
They can't get theirs. They don't do their work.
Well, I'm smart enough to know no matter what you do, because kids are going to show up without their iPads, literally you get kids that show up with nothing. They come to school carrying nothing. And their iPad is supposed to be stored at school, but they won't go get it. They're like, well, I was running late, so I decided not to get it. It's like, yeah, but this is 6th period. Yeah, you were in the classroom. I didn't feel like getting it today. Okay. Because then they want to sit around and talk, and then that's the kind of stuff that just gets to me. I'm like, nope, get lost. Goodbye. I don't tell them to get lost, but I do say, well, hey, if you're not going to do anything and you aren't going to come prepared, you can sit silently, or you can go talk it over with discipline, because I don't want to, it's like, I'm not going to chaperone you just because you chose to take a day off but still show up. Like, it's not my job to be here to entertain you just so that you have something to do. And they just think I'm mean and terrible. You're just trying to get rid of students. It's like, no. If you brought your materials, I'd let you stay. If you shut up, I'd let you stay. But you won't do either of those things, so you can't stay. And I don't tell them to shut up until, several times of me trying to say, stop talking, stop talking, stop talking. Students act like, that's the other thing I always find funny. Students act like they can say anything to a teacher. Anything. They'll tell you to F off, they'll, all kinds of stuff, right? And if you say, shut up, they act like you should be fired because you have said something so egregious. And it's like, yeah, I don't think you understand how this works. But whatever. Did you see the list of Grammy nominations that came out?
Why would I do that?
I have no idea. But okay, that answers my question. Have you heard about the list?
There's nothing that could make me care about Grammy nominations right now. Nothing. There's no performer that I would go, hey, that's about time.
When I say Grammy, I meant Oscars. Did I say
And-
Grammy?
Yeah, you said Grammy.
Oh, I meant Oscar nominations. My bad. Wrong award.
Well,
Just
same,
as meaningful.
same difference. Actually, yeah, right. You don't even have to be in that category to win it. The Oscars have been a joke. As long as the Nebulas have been a joke, and
Yeah. Well,
so,
I saw somebody was whining and cry about it on Facebook, and like, why are you whining and crying about this? You just like ignore it. Just you're giving them way too much free rental space in your head. Just who cares?
not only that, you're showing them that they're
They got
doing
you.
what they're trying.
Yeah.
So if you don't want them to win, don't let them fucking win.
See, it used to be if you were nominated for an Oscar, your sales would bump up. Now, I don't think that's true. Like, they're going to nominate a whole bunch of stuff nobody's heard of. They're all going to go, and nobody's going to care.
Right. Precisely. It's been a long time since anyone did care, and for good reason.
I know.
It's been garbage winning them. And winning them for garbage reasons. Let me guess. Pedro Pascal for Actor of the Year.
Probably actors. Knowing better. Wonderful rules. But, no, there was some movie that I've never seen. Or Amelia Perez leads with 13. And I'm like, okay.
That's a movie name or an actress?
I don't know. I've never heard of this. I was just like, all right. That's literally what I mean by none of this matters. So, let's see. It's in quotes.
What does that mean?
It's a title.
Oh. What's the title?
Amelia Perez, a crime musical centering around a cartel leader who
I
has
will avoid that
transitioned.
one.
Yeah,
Oh.
like, okay, sure. Sure. That's going to win all those nominations based on merit. Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's going to get all those things because it checks a box.
And now, especially,
Yeah. It's so
Because,
beautiful and brave when the establishment gets behind you.
because those boxes are being unchecked by the big guy. So now they're going to have to do something to spit in his face as if, like, as if anyone cares. They just, like, how do you make yourself irrelevant in 3 moves?
Yeah. Hold on.
Well, there you have it. It's impossible for me not to start detailing muscles. I had every intent of trying to leave this plane like only barely the barest hints of muscles.
Anyway, so Thaddeus' surgery got canceled because he has the flu and pneumonia. Which,
Oh, sorry to hear that.
yeah, well, whatever.
Well,
So he's
pneumonia
sleeping
is
on
pretty shitty.
he's sleeping on the couch, and the dog is snuggled up right against his butt. And my wife took a picture and sent it to me because she's using his butt as a pillow basically, and she got this big old smile on her face. And my wife said, that boy was just ripping ass. She's lying there smiling, and he's just ripping ass. Like, oh, it's a dog. I don't know what else to tell you.
A lot of splish and splashing and letter.
What?
There's a lot of splishing and splashing and splatter.
No, okay. I thought you were asking me something, and I was like, I don't understand. Ugh.
Nope, I wasn't asking anything.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that was weird. I think your microphone might be turned up too much. Yeah, because that sounded like Charlie Brown's teacher. That still sounded bad. What? Okay, so still sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher. Tell you what, I'll give you a thumbs up when I can actually understand you. Nothing. What?
Say something.
What?
Well, see, now I can understand you. Like I thought I could hear the paper or something, so I turned off the music for a second, and say something now.
I don't know.
That's fine.
I don't get it, but it's pissing me off
Yeah.
all the fucking time now, and I pay for the service. And I know it's not the mic. I just bought a new one.
All right.
New mic, new cable, new headphones. You know, and we've tested it on other things. So the only thing that I have trouble with the mic on is fucking StreamYard. So I don't like that face,
Okay.
but I do like this guy because I think it evokes some of what you are trying to with the character.
All right.
Fingers are all stretched out like no don't, no don't. You can't see his face. You're going to see round goggles and part of his breathing apparatus.
Okay.
But, because this is just introducing him.
Yeah.
Just, even in this panel on the sketch, I said I didn't really like that one. The rest of the page I'm pretty happy with. This one's not finished, but it's enough that it looks good for me and I know what's going on. This one is squatter than the original, but it's pretty much the same. I got a lot more squirting of the water and splatter pattern, but I just don't know how I want to do this pattern because that panel, because my brain says I want him to be facing this guy. I would be drawing him from behind.
Okay.
And most of the rules of comic tell you not to turn the camera around. So it will be over his shoulder, but I'm just I guess I'm debating on whether it's important to show him taking a chunk out of it or not. Because I'm actually thinking that he's coming into focus and his head can be disappearing out of the panel.
Okay.
My thinking process as we're going. I guess what I really should do is give myself an area to fill. Right here.
Hi.
Hi.
He said hi.
I caught that. I
No.
said hi.
I'm telling him. You
Oh.
said hi. I've got earphones on. Matter of fact, I'm gonna switch over. Of course that would happen. I'm gonna switch over so you can hear you. That's weird.
What?
It won't let me.
Oh, okay.
Almost off stream. That's not
So the mic is hooked up. I think it's really weird. I can. There's not an apply button, so it should be just fine. Say something.
What?
Come on.
Can you hear him?
Yes, I can hear him.
No, I was asking you.
Oh. Well, I don't know.
You can? Yeah.
Oh, headphone. Can't hit that one.
Let's see. Yeah. I'm gonna take the headphones out. Or I might.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hey, before I forget,
Wait,
before
can you hear me?
I can hear you, and before you blow up anything else, if you send me digital pictures of the Mastiff or whatever, I can make a short video now. So if you want one, I should be able to make it, send it to you, and then you can upload. That's a should.
So
Not guaranteed.
stupid. Yeah, he's not going to be able to hear you.
And I can't.
Huh?
And I can't.
You can't what?
You said he's not going to be able to hear you.
Right?
I was assuming you're saying that they can't hear me.
No, I was telling you,
But I can't hear them.
no,
Yeah.
that he's not going to be able to hear you. Because for some reason my mic don't want to pick up.
Oh.
Ridiculous.
Oh, well done. More color? Did I? No color.
What's today? Thursday.
No color. Oh, no color.
He's got a 3 games Saturday.
More.
Okay.
Yeah, at 8 o'clock in the morning. Like, no. Fortunately, he doesn't want us to go to the games.
Okay.
He wants his favorite person there. Which is only me when he can argue.
Ah. Did you jostle your mouse?
No, because that's way over there. Nope, it's just Yeah, I think that's pretty close to it for the night.
Okay.
Well, it's almost 11. I'm surprised
Okay.
I'm not already being told.
Oh, he's preoccupied.
Yeah, I don't see him. How's that read? Can you read it?
Yeah. Because, yeah, we're over the shoulder of Mastiff, and got the guy behind him with the Demigorgon fading. And he's having a snack in the first panel.
Right. That's why you don't see him having a snack here, because he's already. But the tail is. Tail's in the picture, and there's a couple of pipes that he's stepping over. I think this is going to be a fun panel, and the bottom one, so.
Aren't they all supposed to be kind of fun?
Well, yeah, I mean, I had some fun with this, and that was kind of not really.
Okay.
But it got funner as it went. I think, you know, that panel is not going to make me happy until I'm inking it. Or finishing it, however I'm going to finish it.
Okay. Yeah, if you send me some digital images, I'll make you like a 2-minute long video or something like that. Something short, but you know, that you can actually post. So it's a little something. Little razzmatazz, you know.
You should be able to access these from
No. Just give me like straight up digital images of like panels you like.
I don't think I'm going to be able to do that.
Take it with your phone. You know what I'm saying? Like just a picture.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Okay.
They never look good.
Okay.
I'm not as good as a photographer. Especially with phone, and it's really weird because usually my old lady's pretty good with taking pictures with a phone, but her phone's not really great. They normally, like, I would scan these pages onto a zip drive if I was going to upload them.
Yeah.
I don't know what size you can get. Like if you were to just snip a picture
Right.
from the video, but you do have access to the videos if you want.
Okay. I'll see what I can do. That's a little bit more, but I can see what I can try pulling.
Yeah, I just don't know if I could get a picture that I would want to admit or want to show anybody. You know, that's really what I'm saying. Is I don't do too well like that. As is, like this. I'll talk to you afterwards for a minute.
Okay.
But this portfolio I've got to put together. I don't even know how I'm doing that right now. I'm going to look for what I've got scanned on already, which is pretty much what I can do. So I've got like 2 minutes. I think that's pretty close to what I'm going to do. I think the only reason that the only way that I'm going to accurately make the Demogorgon looks like it's kind of fading away is just to do that in some fine line stuff.
Uh-huh.
Because you don't want heavy, thick, bold lines. Especially, you don't want them in the distance, but if you're going to try to fade it away, then... Alright, well, I guess this was a show of technical difficulties, and I still ended up getting most of the 2 panels done. I guess that's a positive note to end on.
Yeah.
So, anyone who liked, subscribed, followed, thumbs up. I guess that's still likes, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Follow all the algorithm stuff.
Yeah, anyone that interacted, refrained in this case.
Yeah.
Thanks. I think I'm gonna try to get one last. Let me get the. Can't really go there for 1 second, but yeah, that's today's.
Cool.
Anyway, good night. God bless. Much love.
Peace.
You want home once you're done?